Okay, so we're here at ChessKid, and we're going to view some games, and I'm going to choose among the lower-rated games where the kids have some trouble. Let's see. They're learning. You know, we all started out this way too. Here's a low-rated game. Okay, just started. Okay, so white. So far they're playing like grandmasters. They're playing a 10-minute game. So bishop c4, bishop b5, d4, c3, knight c3. All are playable moves. You know, maybe white's going to waste our time and forfeit on time. I've seen that happen. Kids occasionally have to bend in games. Okay, so now knight f6. Okay, now if he plays bishop c4, black has the center fork trick with knight takes e4. Okay, so blunder by white, but I'm wagering black doesn't know he can play knight takes e4. Oh, he does. Excellent. Okay. So here he is rated 482, and he knows what to do. So I'm impressed. So right now I would say now this is not good. It's a desperado, but this gives black the bishop pair and a pawn center. So knight takes e4, then d5. He does. Oh, what? My goodness! What is he doing? Okay, you know, he says, I want you to checkmate me. I'm going to bring my king out to help you. Oh my goodness! I didn't take the knight. There goes the queen. Okay, white's on a suitor. He wants the rook. He sees a fork. You know, he should be playing for the king earlier. You know, d5 check. Let's go for the jugular. You know, d5 check almost mates. It's close to it. Okay, so so white allowed the center fork trick. Black knew it, and then white butchered it. Okay, so let's imagine that king back on d3. No, the king was on e4. So imagine the knight back on d1. Okay, so a good move for black was d5 check. The white king only has one legal move. That's king back to d3. And then bishop f5 certainly looks like checkmate to me, because the knight is covering c3 and e3. And, oh, well, he's just intent on getting checkmated. Black will grab the rook. He doesn't need it. No, he says, you've come far enough. I think I can find a mate. White says, aha, I'm running away. But white missed a mate, and black missed a mate in two already. Actually, that wasn't mate. The king on d3 could have hopped back to e2. Okay, so will black find a checkmate by what move? Okay, I would say he's going to have difficulty mating by move 20. And he doesn't even want that rook in the corner, and white doesn't even want to save it. So it's almost like these people know we're watching and just want to show off for us. Okay, so he finally decided to save his rook. Now he gives up the rook for a pawn. Oh, look, the knight on c6 is on the take. But that would allow a mate. Queen d7 would be mate. And he wants a pawn, although it's not free. White can take it. Okay, I said I don't think black will get a mate by move 20. He doesn't want his bishop. He wants to give away a pawn. He says, take my bishop. I want you to take my bishop. Well, I'm going to take the ghost of your rook. Okay, it's going to be very difficult. Okay, I'm going to say not only is mate not happening at move 20, it's not happening by move 25. So white to play in mate and prove me wrong. I mean, black to play in mate and prove me wrong. Okay, so what's happening here? Yeah, he won the pawn, which you could have taken for free anyways. He says, here, have a bishop. There's a discovered attack. He wants to take the rook down in the corner. Instead, uh, Black just wants to say, come take my bishop. It's free. So what will I do? Probably move his king again. So what's Black ahead? Black's only had pawns traded off. He still has all 4 of his minors. He's had 2 pawns traded off. Okay, take the bishop. Very good. Now the queen is... Watch your queen, Black. You're not going to get the mate by move 20. Not going to get it by 20. Oh, he gives up his queen. Oh, my goodness. But White's running out of material. He doesn't want the queen. I mean, some people might say, why are you watching a game like this? Well, there's many logical reasons. Okay. These people, they like to play chess. They're not born learning what we know. I mean, we take for granted what we know. We know how to keep, we ideally know how to keep our pieces safe most of the time, almost all the time. We know how to conduct certain strategies. We know the basics of several openings. Here they're just offering pieces and not taking them. Well, so what? Like I said, they like to play chess. So, this could end in a stalemate. And he's just intent on losing his queen. But when White takes it, he's running out of stuff. He's down to 2 pawns, so he doesn't want the queen. Very finally figured out to take that. Now, maybe the checkmate's going to happen. Let's see. Bishop d7 looks like mate to me. At move 26. Bishop d7. Will he see it? Bishop d7 is checkmate. Black's playing with him. Bishop d7 mate. Okay, White should, if he doesn't play it, White should try to get rid of his pawns. Oh, he takes down here. Oh my goodness. He says, I don't want. I've been trying to give you my queen. Come take it. He doesn't want it. Oh wow, amazing. Okay, now I would say there's a chance for a stalemate simply because White has no pawns to push. So as long as White checks him, there won't be a stalemate. But White, by the way, missed Bishop d7 was made again. Bishop d7 is not mate, but go back and check on b2, and you'll get the mate. Oh, he wants to give the bishop up. Amazing. We don't have to take it. You can go to b4. King b4. I'm just wondering, like I say, there's a good chance this is a stalemate, and I've seen countless games with scholastic players where, there's clearly a mismatch like this, and yet the player who's doing better just doesn't pay attention and administers a stalemate. So the next danger is if Black starts running pawns up the board, because they usually make them queens, and queens control squares, and the likelihood of a stalemate increases. Okay, so I finally figured out to take the bishop. Now, what will Black do? The White king has one legal move, so Black could stalemate White with queen a4. He could also checkmate with, it appears queen f1 is checkmate. No, he wants to give up the pawn. Okay, well, He doesn't want the checkmate that was there. There were several forced mates. So now you're making him go out to b5. So it's a little dangerous when white plays a couple of non-checking moves, because it just takes one non-checking move to accidentally slip up and give that stalemate. So this is a good example of a game of how to keep pieces safe, or how not to keep pieces safe. How many captures can you make? Now, Black should win this and think he played a great game. Well, he did. If you got a checkmate, he won, right? We can't expect him to play like Hikaru Nakamura. Okay, now he's on the rook. All right, let's see. He's finally decided I'm going to save my rook. Now the white king has a few places to run to, so the stalemate's a little further off. And he decides he wants to keep that knight. Now queen a4 is checkmate. Will Black see it? And look at the black rook on h1. Okay, now you're forcing him to go back to b5. That's the only move. In which case queen a4 is mate again. And white has to play king b5. He has to. There's no other possibility. So, white's biggest danger here is losing this game on time. Black's biggest danger is accidentally giving up a stalemate. You have to play king b5. Maybe he's trying to put the king somewhere else and it won't let him. He goes, oh, why don't want to let me make that move? And they finally realize it's illegal. He might be trying to play king b3 here and won't let him. So white might run out of time here. He only got 86 seconds. We're going to stick with this game and see the outcome. Okay, so king b5 only move, queen a4 mate. And I would imagine Black missed several checkmates in one. He missed some with the queen, with the bishop. Okay, so white's taken 30 minutes and he still hasn't found this move. White, you have a chance to save this game. Black hasn't shown he knows what a checkmate is yet. Make him show it. Nah, I think he's going to run out of time. He may not even know the stalemate rule. Okay? I mean, you'd be surprised. They're kids playing. They play in scholastic tournaments. They get started. They're kindergartners, first graders, second graders. They don't even know the en passant rule. Okay, and nobody taught it to them yet. And somebody does it, and they raise their hand. The tournament director comes by and has to point out that this move is playable. Okay, Black won. Game abandoned. Okay, so what can I say? He was going to get mated. King b5 force, queen a4 is mate. But anyway, let's go back to the menu board here. Play fast. See what else we got. So I'm deliberately looking at the low-rated games. The higher-rated games are interesting, but we can see stuff like that with the adults. Okay, I'll scroll down here. Okay, here we got a couple of low guys. Let's see what they're doing. Okay, we'll have about 3 or 4 minutes on the clock. Okay, look at white. Nothing developed. He's missing his queen, and he's missing his rook on a1. How on earth did this happen? Now, Black is saying, come take my bishop. Okay, so let's see. Black has lost both of his bishops. White's lost a queen and a rook. White has an extra pawn. White's ahead on time. That's his only grade. Okay, he saw a pin. Whether he saw it or not, he created a pin. And meanwhile, black is not developing pieces. Now he wastes time with the rook, comes over here. I don't know what his idea is. But both sides need to get some development. We can tell that right here, right now. So, I don't know how probably doesn't know how to castle on the internet. He's moved the king 2 squares. So that rook's busy, just hopping around the 3rd rank, and it was doubly protected. So there goes your other rook. Oh, you don't want it. You don't want a free rook. Okay, so they're going to trade rooks. It would have been a tragedy if black hadn't taken that rook and saw white play rook takes d8 mate. Okay, so white, you've developed a queen and 2 rooks and you've lost them all. I don't know how you lost your queen. We'll find out after the game. Okay, now setting up a discovered attack. Okay, move your pieces, white. There's a discovered check on the board. He doesn't really need it. Okay. Is white going to... Now here he didn't see the en passant capture. He's trying to push a pawn, hope it becomes a queen, I guess. And he says, nope, I'm going to take that. Okay, we attack again. Okay, so white's just moving his pawns, and that's it. Bishops and knights are still sitting where they started. So, it's safe to say both have a lot to learn, but, you got to learn somehow, somewhere. Now, it looks like I found the discovered check I was talking about. Okay, now knight e4 check protects your knight, puts it on a very strong square. Knight b3 check is playable, just trade him down. Knight takes bishop, king takes, then queen e1 check. And he wants to decentralize his queen. Okay, so that's okay. He didn't want the knight. It was free. He says, I'll go attack another knight. So, white's got to do better than just move his king. Oh, there's a free queen. Now we have a game if he takes it. Bishop takes queen. Oh, he didn't see it. Now, will black see the bishop on f1? Nope. Okay, well, it's a contest if white takes the queen. He doesn't want it. And now he found it. Okay, so we'll talk about that when I review this game. Okay, so what black needs to do is checkmate the white king. It shouldn't be that difficult, but I'm not sure if black has the skill to use the queen and 2 knights to do it. Although the white king can't go forward because of the knights, black should be trying to get that rook into play and help out. So pawn takes pawn would be a great move. Because they'll get the rook out. Now, what's your queen? It's under attack. You got to take that bishop. It's free. If you lose it, you'll have to... Oh, my goodness. Okay, well, he found my move. He found it too late. Okay, so black is a rook ahead now. And his knight on c5 is under attack. So we have a fight. Free knight, and he found it. Well, my problem is that pawn could run, so black, no, not that way. Don't, you're going to have to give up your bishop to stop the pawn, or your knight e2 and knight g3. If the bishop had gone back to g1, it could have blocked on h2. So now white's going to be down a rook and a pawn here momentarily. But black is low on time. Black has 1 minute on his clock. Okay, there goes the bishop. So No, he doesn't take it. Mercy. What can I say? Black is still winning, but uh-oh, there goes the rook. Now, white. Oh my goodness! Oh no! And he doesn't want the free bishop. Okay, so I predict white is going to win this on time. That's my prediction, because I don't see how black, black can get a checkmate in 29 seconds. I know, the grandmaster can have 5 seconds on his clock, and he'll find a checkmate in here, okay? And many non-grandmasters can do it, even with 4 seconds, because they're so quick they can get 20, 30 moves in. Pre-moving. Okay. So black is going to lose on time. But black is theoretically winning this still, but he's made it difficult. Now if white had a rook on h8, it would be mate. White doesn't have a rook. Okay. So black's chance for a draw is he's got to get rid of white's pawn, so white doesn't have mating material. Canary threaten to take the pawn. Then you got to capture either the rook or the bishop, and then white can't win due to insufficient mating material. Okay, but you'd have to get rid of that pawn on f4 because it can still become a queen. It can be done. He's not doing it that way. No. Now take the knight. Pawn takes knight. Oh my goodness. He almost had it. So black can still draw, but he's running out of time to do it. Okay, pawn takes knight. No, 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 no. Okay, black will lose this on time. He could have drawn. It would have been a simple matter. Just take the knight, then line the rook up on the f4 pawn and give it up. Now he's lost his rook. And black has, well, he's close, he just won't take that knight. It's too late. Take the pawn. He doesn't want the pawn. Okay, black's going to lose on time. Amazing. And there it is. White won. Okay, so good game, both of you. You both had winning chances. Let's look at this game. Okay. So we saw that white lost all of his heavy stuff, and he's moving pawns. Now he's opening up a direct line of attack on his king. Could take with the knight, the bishop, or the queen. He takes with the king. And that puts his king back. So white has nothing developed except a bunch of pawns. Uh-oh, that's how he lost his queen. I mean, you have to see that pawn is protected twice. Okay. And there goes the rook in the corner. He doesn't want it. Now here, have this rook. He doesn't want it. He says, well, you didn't take me on a3, I'll take you on e7. He takes back with the king. Remarkable. Okay, so have my bishop, thank you. Now that rook is just moving around. You have a free rook. Doesn't want it. Trades rooks. Sets up a discovery. You have a pawn, I'll take it. Here comes that discovered check. He doesn't want the pawn on b4. He wants to lose his knight on c5. He doesn't want it. He grabs that. Now he throws his queen away, but white doesn't see it. So I'm sorry about this position. If white plays bishop takes a6, black can play knight takes a6. Black is only down. No, I'm sorry. White is only down the exchange. Quite a comeback. You'd have the bishop and 2 knights versus 2 knights. So, they both miss these captures. He defends the pawn. He didn't need to do that. They both miss this capture on f1 and a6, and finally black sees it. And now he throws his queen away. I was saying back here, let's see. Was I saying when the queen was under attack? I'm saying you need to get that rook out. Pawn takes will do it. It was almost like he heard me. There goes his queen. And there goes the knight. And, here white, if he wants to stop the pawn, he has to go all the way back to G1. So he can go to H2 next turn. Now he can't stop the pawn. And now black doesn't take it. So, black is running low on time, and he just didn't cut it. He throws his rook away, he doesn't want it. He instead throws his bishop away, and black doesn't want it. Wow. But, again, your best players in the world started out playing like this, so I'm happy they're playing chess. They have to figure out the way. Every position is different. They have to find the win. Now, I eventually came up with the drawing strategy for black. My first thought was black was going to lose on time, but the drawing strategy is you have to take away their checkmating material. If you do that, the computer, or the software won't allow a win. It'll say, black lost on time, but white has no material to mate. Draw. Okay. Now here he needs to go after the pawn on F4. Now he finally is, but he protects it. And, he needs to go back towards that pawn on F4. Now, there's a free knight. So all he needs to do is play pawn takes knight. And it should be relatively easy to capture this pawn on F4. So pawn takes knight. If white pushes the pawn, it's a goner. Pawn takes, black can't lose. Bring the knight to C4 or C5, and then go to E6. He'll take the pawn, and it's a draw. And white doesn't want the free rook on A1. Black doesn't want to attack that pawn on F4. Now he sees the rook. And he finally attacks the pawn again, and now he has a chance to take it. Or he could just take the knight. And actually, I missed this. Black can play this for a win. Except he's low on time. But he doesn't want the pawn. He doesn't want the knight. And white doesn't want the knight. And at this point, he lost on time. So, apparently, even if he had taken the knight, he wouldn't have been able to get rid of that pawn on F4 in time. So, this is humorous, maybe. Let's go back to the lobby. Play fast. ChessKid.com, owned by Chess.com. 100% child safe. Okay, you can't message these kids. Okay. I'm Coach Bill on ChessKid. Let's see. Let's come down here. Okay, here we have, listen to this one. Two guys rated 600. That's your starting rating. So they could be strong, they could be weak, they could be totally mismatched. Now here, white's misplayed this opening, so B5. No, that's not the way. Okay, B5, bishop B3, pawn takes D4. White can't take the pawn on D4. He's going to get his bishop on B3 trapped. Okay, so what's going to happen here? I'm going to look at the comment section, the broadcast. Nobody's commenting. A few people are watching. Welcome. Okay. So, bring this up again. Black should play B5 here. He doesn't know the trap. B5, bishop B3, pawn takes D4. If knight takes D4, black plays knight takes D4, queen takes D5, C5, queen runs away, C4 traps the bishop. They call that the Noah's Ark trap. Supposedly, it's got that name because it's supposed to be as old as Noah's Ark. Were they playing chess back then? I don't know. Before my time. So, let's Looks like white has hung the knight on d4. I found it. Okay, as I was saying, this is a I thought they both had 600 ratings. Yeah, maybe I clicked the wrong one. I thought I was getting a game that had 2 600 ratings. But clearly, black is winning this. They're less likely to have a seesaw like we did in the other game, where maybe white won a game that he was playing giveaway chess on. What can I say? So what I'll do here is I'll keep this broadcast open. Now he's threatening to play b5 and c4. So he's trying a sneaky one. I'm going to keep the broadcast open a minute and take the break. Let's see if white falls for that trap. See, black has played a6. He's going to try to trap the bishop. But one drawback with that, maybe he didn't notice, is that when he pushes c4, he's hanging his knight on d4. I want to see what happens here. This is a longer game. Having watched Scholastic chess for years, I can certainly attest that once I can be a queen ahead and lose the game 2 minutes later. Okay, he found the check. He's not going to get his. He wouldn't get his bishop trapped anyway. The knight would be loose on d4. So black needs to take with the queen. Why is he taking his time? Is he one of those guys that can take with the king? Well, not with a 927 rating, I hope. But regardless, black is just a simple piece ahead, and will should win this. Now, I hope he's not going to abandon this game. We saw that once already. If you wait too long, they forfeit you. Maybe black is trying to castle and won't let him. What is black trying to do here? Well, you can take with the knight and try to trade down, but choose the pieces. Queen takes d7, get that queen in play. I haven't taken my break yet. Usually I take it about an hour in. I'm in an hour and 10 minutes. White won. Oh, you see, I was predicting that. Doggy Police won, game abandoned. Apparently, if you sit there more than 2 minutes, you get forfeited. That's kind of brutal. But maybe I imagine it's something that they've had to do because a number of games are abandoned. Okay, so let's just do a quick review. See, this is a bishop here is a blunder. Black to play should play b5. Now, if white plays bishop b3, pawn takes d4, knight takes d4. It's a blunder also. Knight takes d4, queen takes d4. Now black pushes c5, and there's an attack on the queen. And the idea is when the queen moves, we push c4. So white gets tricky. He plays queen d5. That threatens a mate, and it threatens the rook. So if black pushes c4 to stop the mate, he loses his rook. So all black does is play bishop e6. That attacks the queen, and on d5 and lets the black queen on d8 protect the rook on a8. So if white retreats his queen, the pawn goes to c4. So white says, well, I'm going to check you on c6. That square is empty. Remember, that knight's traded off. And then black just takes his bishop back from e6 to d7 and attacks the queen. And, there's no mate threat. The rook is protected on a8. So white pulls his queen back somewhere. And then black goes and pushes his pawn on c5 to c4 and traps the bishop. And that's it. So, it's like he didn't see this. And, there's a serious question here. How did, here white gave up a queen, gave up a piece. But black didn't see it right away. Wait, I'm wrong. Okay, he knows that the pin is saving him. But white forgot the pin was broken and he lost his piece. Saved his queen. And then white, how with a winning game does black allow himself to lose this game? And it said a game abandoned. Well, these are children. It could have been called to the dinner table. Okay? And any number of things could have happened. People who do abandon games. So I'm sorry that it's only about a 2-minute time, but because I've taught my students, if you're in a difficult situation and you have 10 minutes on your clock, take half the time, take 5 minutes. Just play the right move and then do your best to survive after that. But if you don't find the right move, you could only last a few more moves. So the time you have to use wisely. Okay, let me go to the room here. See what we've got, and I'll try to find some lower rated games. Okay, let's see. There's a 394 versus a 439. Let's see what that brings up. I'm going to take a break and I'll let you watch this game. Let's just start. Oh my goodness, look at this. Free queen. White's trying to checkmate, but he's losing his queen. Will black play g6 and get checkmated, or will he play rook takes h5? Black may have trouble realizing he's in check. He might be trying to move his knight or capture this pawn on e6. So here black has a winning. I'll stick around a bit here. Black has a winning game, but he may not know to take that queen. So if there is a 2-minute time before you're forfeited, this could. Oh my goodness! Now it's game over. Queen takes g6. He wants the rook, and he wants them to mate him anyway. Okay, queen back to h5 mate. This is worth sticking around for. Queen h5 is mate. No, I see a knight. I want to take that knight. There's a free knight. Forget about the king. I want the knight. What's white going to do? I don't want either of them. Well, queen h5 is still there. Queen h5 is still mate. This would be ironic if white went on to lose this. Okay, that pawn is becoming deadly. Just queen h5 mate. Game over. So, he wants to take the ghost of the rook again. He wants that knight that he forgot to take earlier. Okay, so, now he has to put the bishop back. Now, queen g6 is mate. Will he see it? So, some of you think this is useless, but actually, there's almost a tactic every move. Or if it's not a tactic, there's a winning move. Like, what piece can you take? Certainly if you or playing a tournament game, and even against a player your strength or close to it, and he blunders a piece for the taking, you have to see it to take it. So here Black is trying to figure out, maybe he thinks it's checkmate, doesn't realize he can block with his bishop. And then what we're going to see White do is after the bishop blocks is he's going to either save his knight on e2 or he's going to grab the pawn on g5. But like I say, every position is a tactic. So you can White to play and win, Black to play and win, White to play and win. So, you know, these games are cool. Bishop f8, Queen f7 is also made. Which would you prefer? Queen f7 or Queen g6? So Black has one legal move here. And then White has mate on the move. Fortunately for White, he has a time advantage. King's pawn opening, goldsmith something. I guess e4, h5, e5, a5 is the goldsmith attack or goldsmith defense. Well, what can I say? Well, you know, I guess. Oh no! Now you're making him take the queen. Okay, so prediction: White will win this on time. Now, Black, you have one legal move. You need every second you have. I'm going to stick around for this one. You need every second you have to survive because you have enough material to win. Not much. You're only up a queen for a rook and minor piece. But with 39 seconds, you're going to lose on time. Now he saves his knight and puts it where it can be taken again. Okay, well, you know, Black likes that e8 square for his king. Knight g6 threatens nothing. Black to play. Well, aside from that knight on g6, everything both sides owns is on the first rank. Uh-oh, we're ready to get a queen here. You better take that pawn. Oh, mercy. And not only does he allow him the queen, the guy puts the queen where it can be taken. Well, tactic. White to play, Black to play to win. Queen takes h1. Now you got to throw the queen away. Okay, well, he'll watch him play king b1. No, he was smart. He took it. But even if Black had taken the rook, I think he's doomed to lose on time. There it goes. Swimming lava, one on time. Okay. So, White won after all. What happened? I lost the game. Well, anyway, let me do this. The game, we saw all the mates he missed. Okay. Let's get back to the list. They're learning. And you get lots of tactics to solve. Okay, 66 games. I'm going to find one. I'm going to step out for a few minutes. I'll be right back. Let's see. Okay, 2 600s. Like I said, these could be 2 super good players, 2 beginners, or one of each. Okay, we'll let you watch this. Looks like Black has a piece advantage. So it's a fair fight. Anything can happen.